Okay, let's just address the elephant in the room right off the bat. Navigating life after losing a loved one, it's incredibly tough. And honestly, the paperwork shouldn't be a nightmare that just adds to all that stress. So today in this explainer, we are going to completely demystify the process of getting a death certificate in Oklahoma. We're taking a dense, bureaucratic chore and turning it into a simple, step-by-step guide so you can get exactly what you need without the headache.
Before we get into the how, let's quickly validate exactly why you need to conquer this administrative hurdle right now. Because whether it's for immediate legal actions, sorting out finances, or even digging into your family's genealogy, having a certified copy of this document is an absolute necessity.
Think of this piece of paper as literally your master key for, well, pretty much everything. You've got to have a certified copy to settle estates and initiate probate courts. Need to file life insurance claims or get those Social Security survivor benefits? You need it for that too. It's also strictly required for transferring vehicle titles or real estate out of the deceased's name. And hey, if you're looking into the past, it's totally foundational for detailed genealogical research. You simply cannot move forward with these major life tasks without it. So, to respect your time, here is our game plan for today. We're going to cover eligibility, strict ID requirements, how to actually apply, what it'll cost you in terms of money and time, and finally, some insider tips to make this a breeze.
All right, let's jump right into our first critical step, eligibility and rules, because we need to figure out exactly who is legally allowed to get their hands on this thing. Oklahoma state laws actually have some pretty specific privacy protections in place, meaning not just anyone can walk up and ask for a record. What's really fascinating here is how the state splits things up. Anything filed within the last 50 years is considered a closed record. That means you must have strict family or legal proof of your relationship to even ask for a copy. Conversely, older records, those that are 50 years or older, are open. That means they're open to anyone, which is fantastic for genealogy buffs out there.
So, if the passing happened recently, you absolutely must fall into one of these specific buckets to even apply. We're talking a surviving spouse, a parent or child, a grandparent or sibling. Legal guardians and funeral directors working in their official capacity make the list too. But if you aren't on this list, you're going to need some extra paperwork, like a court order, to prove you actually have a legal right to the record.
Moving right along to Section 2, the required IDs and information.
Now that you know if you can legally apply, let's gather your arsenal. Before you fill out a single form, you literally must have these 3 pieces of info ready to go, or you're just going to face severe delays. 1. The full legal name of the person at the time of their death. 2. The exact, or at least estimated, date of death. And 3. The place of death, meaning the specific city or county within Oklahoma. Having all this gathered up front just streamlines the entire search process for the state. Next up is proving you are who you say you are. You're going to need one primary photo ID. Think a U.S. driver's license, a signed passport, or a military ID. Now, if you don't have one of those handy, don't panic. You can use 2 secondary IDs instead, like a utility bill, a pay stub, or a bank statement. But wait, here is a brilliantly crucial detail. If you go the secondary ID route, at least one of those documents absolutely must show your current mailing address, and it has to be dated within the last 6 months.
Okay, Section 3, how to actually execute the application.
With your documents ready to roll, you've got a few distinct pathways to choose from depending on how fast you need this done. You can apply online or by phone using a secure service called VitalCheck, though a heads up, that does come with some extra service fees. You can go old school and mail a physical application packet to Oklahoma City, or there's the will call method, where you pre-order online or by phone and pick it up in person. But please take careful note. The health department lobbies are currently closed for direct, same-day walk-in ordering. You have to start the process through one of these other channels first. Now, if you do choose that highly convenient will call service, you can pick up your documents at one of 3 specific locations across the state. There's the central office on Robert S. Kerr Avenue in Oklahoma City, the Tulsa division at the James O. Goodwin Health Center, and a satellite spot down at the Pittsburgh County Health Department in McAllister.
And just to reassure you that this bureaucratic monster can actually be tamed, folks who use the will call service constantly rave about how surprisingly smooth it is. One customer literally said it was easy to do and takes very little time. It's a fantastic option if you live near or can commute to one of those 3 cities.
All right, the moment we've all been waiting for. Section 4, costs and timelines.
So what's the damage here? The base state fee is exactly $15 per certified copy.
Naturally, if you order online or by phone, you'll see some extra processing fees tacked onto that. But here is something you absolutely need to remember. That $15, it is a non-refundable search fee. That means even if they can't find a record because the information you provided was incorrect, you do not get that money back.
Also, your choice of application method drastically impacts your wait time. If you need this urgently, online, phone, or will call orders usually take about 2 business days to process. But if you rely on traditional mail, you could be waiting anywhere from 6 to 11 weeks. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. 6 to 11 weeks. You definitely want to choose your method wisely based on how fast you actually need to settle the estate or claim those benefits.
Finally, let's dive into Section 5 for some highly useful resources and tips.
To wrap up our explainer, we really need to talk about a massive pitfall you want to avoid. Remember those secondary IDs we talked about? Well, if you use them, the state will strictly only mail the certificate to the exact address listed on those documents, period. If you try to have it sent somewhere else, it's just not going to happen. So make 100% sure your ID address perfectly matches your current mailing address.
Let's leave you with some real pro tips for success. First off, let your funeral director handle the first batch of certificates. They routinely file the initial paperwork and can easily order copies for you right out of the gate. Second, if you're looking for older records for genealogy, use the free OK2Explore website to verify the details actually exist before you pay that non-refundable fee. Third, always purchase tracking for mail orders so you know they arrive safely. And lastly, order multiple copies up front. Trust me, it saves you from repeating this whole shebang a month from now.
Really quickly, please remember this explainer is just providing general step-by-step info to help you understand the process. It is not a substitute for professional legal advice. Always consult an estate attorney, a legal professional, or the Oklahoma State Department of Health directly for your specific situations.
All right, you are completely armed with the right IDs, the correct mandatory information, and a solid grip on the fees and timelines. You've totally got this. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. So I have to ask, which route are you going to take to conquer your vital records request today? Are you leaning towards the speed of online, or maybe utilizing the will call service? Let us know in the comments, and we really hope this explainer has made your journey just a little bit easier.